Hey guys, welcome back. It's your favorite Gimp with a Lip, and I got my special guest host with me.
Hi,
Gimpys Gal. Yeah, she is joining me, and we are doing what are we going to call these? The virus dialogues?
Quarantine diaries.
The quarantine diaries.
That way we don't get in trouble for using any inappropriate words.
Yeah, for those of y'all who don't know, YouTube is being like real strict for some reason, so you can't use the name of it, like any of the names, even like the jerky names, like Kung Flu. I'll edit that out later. So yeah, you can't use any of the names for it, otherwise they will automatically demonetize your video, or even take and ban your video in some cases. What are you doing?
You need to rub my back, it hurts. So I just tried to guide you there while you were talking.
I thought you were guiding me somewhere else. I was like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, so I think we can call this the quarantine diaries or something, because really, like I said earlier on my live, I just want to talk to someone who doesn't live in my house.
Yeah.
And texting isn't doing it for me anymore, because I've been texting like my best friend. One of my best friends, she lives right next door, and I used to see her almost every day. I've seen her like once in the past 2 weeks, so texting's not cutting it for us. So we thought we'd sit down, lighten the mood a little bit, but not really, because I think I want to talk about what's going on, just to get it out there and get it off my chest. And
well, we'll talk about it a little. This video, just so you know, this isn't going to be game related or anything like that. This is literally just filler video. This is something you can throw on, in the background, and throw your headphones on if you want to, just for something to listen to, because I know so many people are stuck at home. They've got nothing to do. They're going stir crazy.
If we had knew how to put a podcast, we would just do it as a podcast, because we're really just going to kind of be chatting with each other. But we just thought, with everyone being stuck at home.
Before we start though, I got a rep for my boy. He did send me a shirt, Stuka Joe. So I got a shirt on. Repping for you, Stuka. Love you, man. You good people.
Anyways.
Yours is coming. And we will be, in honor of what's going on, we're going to be doing a little...
We are going to do that. We're going to play this. The next video after this one will be... The next video that we do together will be us doing some gameplay.
Yeah. We're doing some pandemic.
Yeah, we thought it was appropriate for the time. So basically, this is just because people are stuck at home. We just thought it'd be cool to get some stuff up on the channel so that you have content to watch that's not the news and negative people's crap on Facebook. Because I'm about ready to throw my phone and Facebook with it out. I'm just so done. And I'm almost done with I'm just so done. I'm just done.
Are you done with me?
I'm done. Not with you.
Is that what it is?
Just with
You've been stuck in the house too long? You're going stir crazy?
So a lot of people in our neighborhood or on Facebook, when this all started, because if you're not aware, I do homeschool our oldest. This is like our first official year. Well, it's not even our official year. It's our first year attempting it. So we've been doing it since September. So I've been homeschooling him since then, but I've been staying home with him since he was born. So I've been a stay-at-home mom for 5.5 years. But this is still hard on us, just as hard as it is on the people who did have jobs. Maybe not as hard as it is on those people, but it's stressful for everybody. And I've seen a lot of medical people, nurses, doctors, whoever, who are like, I wish that I got to go on a vacation and be stuck at home. I still have to come to work and be put in danger. And it's like, look, I appreciate that you're in a hospital and you're around germs and stuff all the time. That's not any different from now to any other time. Like, you are exposed to that stuff all the time. But like I said to him, it's no different than if he were to be overseas and be like, you know what, I'm in very shitty conditions while I'm serving. So no one over there should complain about anything. No one over there is allowed to be stressed about anything, because their life is golden compared to mine. No,
we thought that though.
It's stress, but it's stressful for everybody, and it's getting to the point where everyone's judging everybody. If you go out, you're getting judged because you're going out. If you stay home, you're not being social, and it's just a lot. We actually are missing a neighborhood Zoom party right now that's going on.
There's no real parties going on.
Half the neighborhood, so everyone's on Zoom right now chatting. That's like the new social thing to do. But we prefer each other's company anyway, so it doesn't matter. This is almost heaven for him, I'm sure.
No, I just don't get it. Like, people are losing their minds. Like, the panic buying in our area has gotten bad. You guys feel free to put it down below. But she's been telling me, because, like, I don't drive, right? Epileptic from the landmine and the brain injury thing. so I don't drive, right? But because of that, it puts so much burden on her, so she has to go out and get groceries when we need it, or go to Walmart, or whatever we got going on.
I can just text you those and you can put them on the screen.
Yeah, the pictures?
Yeah,
I'll send them to me and I'll put them up.
Okay.
But she took pictures the other day at Costco, because Costco instituted this new policy, right?
Okay, but listen, first, before he gets too far, we went to Costco Wednesday. Wait, what was yesterday? Friday? Thursday, right? Thursday.
Yeah.
We went to Costco Thursday. This change was instituted Friday. We had to take our kids with us because I am his caregiver. He has seizures. He cannot drive. I have a horrible back that I'm actually experiencing a lot of pain with right now. So I can't lift the heavier things like the dog food and the,
we kind of complement each other.
So yeah, I have to get us there, and he lifts up the crazy things, and then I handle the money and all that stuff. So we have to go, and we don't have childcare for our kids because, let's face it, even if we did,
no one has childcare.
Nobody has it right now. So anyway, we had to go together. And when we walked in the door, they said, as of tomorrow, there will only be allowed 2 people per cart, basically. Like two people per family are going to be allowed in the store. And we just kind of laughed like, okay, so glad we came today. But when I ended up going, because I ended up going back, because go ahead and explain why I went back.
No, we had forgotten a couple of things that we had to get.
No. Explain why I went back.
I worry a little bit. It was not panic buying, but I wanted to have some dry goods on hand just in case things went bad.
So let me explain this.
He ordered
a bag. He ordered a big bag of rice before any of this even started, just because he likes to practice cooking and trying things, and he'd been doing a whole bunch of stir fry or hibachi style fried rice. So he'd gotten a big bag of rice then. So he had that rice.
15 pounds. It's not a big bag.
Okay. But then he ordered another bag of rice when this all started. And then when we were at Costco, there was a 40-pound bag of rice for $40, which, that's a great deal. But I didn't feel like it was a necessary buy because
it was different grains. There's medium grain versus long grain, which there is a difference.
But I personally have felt this entire time that all of this is ridiculous, that none of it is as bad as people say it is. And I'll explain why in a minute. So I don't want to go blow all of our money because, remember, we're on a fixed income. Sorry. So we only get paid once a month. You know what I mean? We only get our paycheck, and then that's it. It has to last us for the month. We have 3 kids. She means my military pay. Yeah, his disability. It's one time, and that's it. And we have to survive off of that. We're very lucky that we live in the house that we do, that we were gifted this, because we don't have a mortgage. So we're very, very lucky, and we realize that we're very lucky in that aspect. But as far as groceries and things like that and unexpected things, we don't get to rely on a later paycheck that comes in. So I don't want to spend it all at the beginning of the month because he wants to buy rice that we already have some of at home, and more than enough. We already had a good amount of it put away. Look, so
I'm Marine, right? Military. I'm all about prep. I'm all about being prepared. Boy Scout motto and all that shit. So I've been preparing just in case things keep going bad, that no matter what, I can make sure my family ate. So I've been doing a lot of shelf-stable foods. I've been jerking meat.
Oh, he even made some pirate food.
I made hardtack. All right, so those of you guys don't know, Ship's Biscuits hardtack. It's just dried out salt and flour that you put a little water in, you make a little dough out of it, make crackers, and then you bake it in such a way that it hardens to almost like ceramic level hardness. He made a mistake. But it stores indefinitely.
But he made a mistake in the first batch that he made, and so they ended up coming out as crack. Wasn't that when they came out? Or were you making crackers that time?
No, I was trying to make bread, and it was dead yeast, so it was just unleavened, so I just rolled it out flat and made crackers.
Yeah, they were actually pretty good, so we had some homemade crackers that came from that. But that anyway, so I went back to get this 40-pound bag of rice because he was like, look, it's sold out. People are panic buying. In fact, when we went, keep in mind we have 3 kids, 2 of which are still in diapers. And the guy, they have a sign, I'm sure in your areas too, at all the stores, they'll have a sign that says limit 1 per customer on whatever, toilet paper, paper towels, those kind of things. Well, they didn't have a sign on the wipes. And the last time when we went a month ago to Costco, before we really knew anything about all this, maybe we had heard of the coronavirus, heard of the Blabbity blah blah. Crap.
Of the word that shall not be named.
Yeah. Cheap.
I've got the censor button for you.
We heard about it. But we didn't know what was coming. So we didn't think of the reason why. Like, when we went, we were like, where are the wipes? There were no wipes, no paper towels, no toilet paper, nothing. And we asked them at the front, we said, where are your baby wipes at? Do you have wipes? And they're like, we're out. And I remember the guy, after we left, we talked about this, or after everything really got crazy, we talked about this. But when we got there that day, again, this was a month ago. So this was before the true panic buying had set. And this was like right when those pictures of people were being posted of them with cart after cart after cart of paper towels and toilet papers. Well, we didn't really know that had happened yet, or people didn't know that had happened yet. But the guy that worked there that was putting the carts in and out, he was like, yeah, God, it's really busy. He's like, usually this is the best time of the week and the best time of the day to come. It's usually really slow. He's like, but I don't know why. The past 3 days, it has been slammed from open to close every day. And we were just kind of like, that's weird. But we literally, nothing. We didn't go, oh, I bet it's because of blah, blah, blah.
We had the bad thought because we needed wipes and we needed diapers and we needed, crap for the kids. And we needed toilet paper. And we're like, well, it's okay. We'll pick up a little bit later to hold us on. Because we usually do, the Costco buy for the month. That way we've got most of our supplies. And then we do that each month and pick up little things.
And usually we alternate. So like if we get dog food one month, we won't need it for a month or two. And then if we get toilet paper, same thing. We won't need it the next time.
Yeah.
But this time happened to fall on, we needed almost everything refilled.
And then nothing's
and it was
there.
all gone.
So we're like, okay, well, it's fine. We'll pick it up next time. And that's when everything kicked off. We're like, oh shit, we're not getting toilet paper next time. We're not getting anything.
So Thursday, my back was killing me. We got up and we were planning on going because he's like, we need to go sooner rather than later because things are only going to get worse. And I was like, I can't. My back is killing me today. I can't. We'll go first thing tomorrow morning. I promise. And then about midway through the day, I started to feel a little bit better. And I just had this feeling of like, you know what, let's just go ahead and go and get it over with. And he said he had this gut feeling of like, yeah, that's probably a better idea. Let's just go ahead and go and be done with it. And like I said, the very next day is when they instituted this new policy at, I guess, all big chain stores. Like Walmart was doing it today.
Should we point out the funny thing though? Like the funny part of Costco? Like who were the people who were wearing the masks?
No, because that could be offensive. All right. Anyway, you're gonna have to. Okay, so I went back on Friday, the day that they've instituted this new thing, and I'm thinking, okay, they're only limiting how many people come in. I went by myself, and I get there, and I see a few people waiting. And first of all, everyone's got masks on now. And before yesterday, very few people were wearing masks because, number one, according to the news, there are no masks, right? The hospitals are out of them. They're washing theirs out because there's no masks that exist anywhere.
There's nothing wrong with sterilizing.
But the CDC is now saying that everyone should wear a mask. So anyway, I see people waiting. I see a woman that works there standing in front of the entrance where you go into Costco. And I'm kind of standing there looking, and I'm like, these people are waiting in a line. But what are they waiting in a line for? Maybe they ordered something. Maybe they're waiting for a shipment of something. I don't know, but I only needed, I thought it's toilet paper, paper towel, something. I'm like, but I only need one thing. So clearly I shouldn't have to wait in this line. And mind you, I only saw about 4 people, okay, from where I came up. Only saw about 4 people in line. So I hear a guy walk up and he's like, what's the line for? And she's like, get in line. It's for social distancing. We're only letting so many people in the store. The line is to limit how many people get in and out and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously, this happened from last night to today and nothing changed. In fact, I believe there was no new cases reported the day that they made this policy.
In our area, the numbers are 0.0019.
Yeah, out of like 300,000 people, there's 49?
No, I think it's 39.
That have been no deaths, by the way, 0 deaths, and we live in a very heavily populated area. We're in our state's capital. We're in we're not in it, but we are very close to it. We would be considered part of it. Anyway, so I go to get in this line, which I'm thinking is literally just a few people, like right around the corner. I go around the corner, and if you know what a Costco is, I'm sure you do. You know how long those buildings are, and I went around the side of the building. And proceeded to continue to walk all the way to the very back corner of the building. There was probably not that many people there. The parking lot looked empty. Even when we went on Thursday, the parking lot was almost empty. I mean, compared to what it had been and what it usually is.
And everyone's spacing themselves out every 6 feet.
So the line wasn't that bad, but everyone was standing 6 feet apart. So it probably did add about 20 minutes onto my commute.
It really does feel like the trial version of socialism.
It really did, because I literally was waiting in a line.
Everyone waiting for bread and toilet paper.
And then I was racing. I didn't tell you about that. I had to race this woman to the back of the store because we saw people coming out with toilet paper. And we were this is where I was like, there's a reason why we didn't get your rice. It happened for a reason.
God, I was looking out.
Yeah, because we got paper towels on Thursday when we went. They had paper towels, a bunch of them, and a crap ton of water that no one's going to freaking buy.
Yeah.
But they
got a filter. Don't buy bottled water. It's liquid weight. You never want to carry liquid weight.
How many cases honest to God, do you think they had on that back wall of nothing but bottled water?
1,000?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So we got paper towels on Thursday. So then when I went on Friday, they happened to have toilet paper. I saw people coming out with toilet paper.
Oh, and it's the best. If you haven't tried the Kirkland brand, it's like a little angel's hand wiping your ass.
And it's just really affordable. It's ridiculously cheap.
Good stuff.
So we hadn't been able to get it, obviously. And so when I saw people coming out, I thought, they've got it. That's where I gotta go get it. Even though we have plenty of
Costco, you got the stuff.
Yeah, like you
got that bum stuff.
Already was picking up little bits here and there where I would see some, like I would tell them, I got a pack of toilet paper. In fact, one of them I picked up is literally, I want to give it as a gag gift because it's such a joke that it's toilet paper. That 4-pack I got.
That's not toilet paper.
It's literally, I think it says 2-ply. It can't be 2-ply. It's like half a ply. It's a joke, but it's all they had.
What is that, like paper mache or something like that? That really
we can
fragile
use that
stuff?
for our homeschool art stuff when all this is said and done. Or we can just keep it, and if we have it left,
let's put it this way: MRE toilet paper is better than those rolls.
Anyway, my point is, we didn't necessarily need this toilet paper. Like I wasn't going to die if we didn't get it. But
now we're set.
Right, but I knew I wanted to try and get some if I could. The thing is, they keep it in the very back far corner from the entrance. Literally, the furthest point from the entrance is where the toilet paper.
What does everybody need when they go to Costco? They need toilet paper. What does everybody need when they go to the grocery store? They
so
need
you have to pass everything. So anyway, I go in, right? First of all, there was no keeping track of how close you were once you got in the door. When they started to let our line move, we moved in, and there was a lady standing there, 6 feet apart, 6 feet apart. And then another lady was hosing off the carts with sanitizer and then handing them to you. So as the cart would be ready, the screaming lady would scream, 6 feet apart, go get your cot. 6 feet apart, go get your cot. So it's like from that Monty Python, like the Bring Out Your Dead thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that. So anyways, she's screaming this, right? The woman pushes a cart out. The person in front of me goes to get it. And she's already screaming at me to move forward to go get my cart while screaming at me to stay back, to be 6 feet apart, but to go. And I'm like, I can't. I'll be closer than 6 feet if I go get my cart now. And she just kind of looked at me, and I couldn't help it. I had to have like a little bit of fun with it. It was funny. I clearly was being sarcastic and I laughed. But anyway.
Well, she had a heavy accent though.
Yes. Very accent. Anyway, so when we get into the door, right, I'm like booking it because I had originally only was going for the rice, but now I was on a mission to get toilet paper because I saw everybody coming out with it. So I'm like, all right. So everyone's moseying in and they're staying 6 feet apart. And I get to the part where I can cut across the front where the registers are and then go up the other aisle, even though technically that's against the flow of traffic. I book it, right? I book it. So I'm literally jogging with my cart over there, and I see this woman in front of me, and she turns a couple, like, up those snack aisles that go across there, and she's doing the same thing. So we both get to that open aisle at the same time, and we literally are like, skirt out onto the thing, and I'm not kidding you. We were running down the aisle. Our buggies were literally like this the whole way to the back.
To where they had a huge pile of toilet paper.
Yeah, she beats me to the cut, and we ran the corner, and I'm like, no, I lost. And there's a big pile of it, so I didn't need to do that. It was just funny.
I got to interject here. I'm going to tell your shopping cart story. The one from where you hit that woman in Walmart.
Black Friday?
Yeah, because we were shopping at Black Friday one day, and we were trying to get toys for the kids and all this other crap that you do when you go shopping, Black Friday time frame. And people were being, like, very rude. And
they weren't being 6 feet apart.
Yeah, it was definitely not 6 feet apart. So when I'm at a grocery store, I try to kind of treat it like rules of the road, right? So I stick to my lane. I stay over to the side because I hate it when someone walks their fat ass straight down the middle of an aisle and you can't get by them. So I try to stick to the right.
It's
So if the
really
other person, I hate people who
I
do
know
that.
you do.
I mean, she says that
The
I'm
things
kind of
that
rude.
he has said to people and the looks he has given, he's walked up and if this is someone's car, he's gone, excuse us. And I'm like, dude, you can't
But
do
I
that.
said excuse us.
It doesn't matter if you're like, excuse us and you're all aggressive. It's still aggressive.
I was a little aggressive. But I don't want to hear it after you did this. So we're going along and people normally...
A little aggressive?
That's a K-bar.
We're at home. We are at home and this is on his person.
It's not the only thing on my person. So... we're going along and she's pushing the shopping cart, got the kids in the cart, and this woman like comes up to the end of the aisle because we're going down the main aisle and she's within like a foot of us and she looks, sees us coming and jams her fat butt out anyway.
But didn't she do that mold? Like, didn't she either cut us off or get up our butt and mold? Like, we ran
This was
her
the
more
second
than once,
time that
right?
she had cut us off. And Speed Demon here was like, nope. And she just kept going because the woman would cut us off and then like stop. Like she was coming to look at this item. So instead of letting us, hold on, let me finish.
I was explaining why she would stop. You know how Walmart has like little bins of things set up down the middle of the big aisles?
Yeah.
That's what she would like cut us off to stop and look at.
But then she would stop right in front of us. And she doesn't stop this time. She just bam right into the back.
I didn't ram it. I just didn't stop. If this is my car, I just kept going and it just kind of booped into her. I didn't.
Yeah, that's why I heard the cart jiggle.
No, it would have jiggled anyway. I didn't slam it. I didn't like bam. I just kept
You didn't
going.
like slam it into her, but you definitely weren't gentle. And she's like, sorry, not sorry.
Well, I didn't say the not sorry that loud. I was like, sorry, not sorry. It was very passive aggressive, very, very girl of me to do it.
You did not realize how loud she was. She was.
Well, I thought I said it
normally loud
aggressive.
when you said that.
No, I meant to say it loud enough for her to hear me, but it wasn't meant to be like not sorry. It was meant to be I'm sorry, not sorry.
She did the little Highlander thing.
Yeah.
I always tell her that girls have this Highlander thing. Like guys, you know what I'm talking about? The Highlander, the quickening, right? They sense each other. Women do that shit in public. They'll sense another woman and they view them as a threat and they'll perk up and like give them the up and down.
Let's get back on topic before we get off too much. Anyways, point of the story.
You got your toilet paper at Costco.
But the point is that in the store, okay, there were multiple times when I was nowhere near able to be 6 feet away from people. And in the lines, they had every register open, so there weren't any lines because you could just walk up
keep people flowing
go
freely.
Out, which was fine. But it was just the line to me was just another way to have you waiting closer to people. If you just let people go into the building like they normally do, they're not stuck standing this far away. I mean, it was that just seems dumb to me. So then today I had to go.
No, hold on, I wanted to point out something about that I noticed while that happened while we were in Costco. Is that I think people are fiending right now for just genuine human contact because you're not seeing a lot of people out in public. You're especially not seeing kids. And since we had like just crappy situation, like I said, I can't drive. She can't.
We haven't taken them anywhere. Every time we've gone out, I have gone into whatever it is by myself.
And like I said, she, for the most part, will handle it. But she's had multiple spinal surgeries. So she literally can't lift heavy stuff. So if we need something heavy, I've got to go in to get it. And it just so happened we had to have them with us and we took precautions. But people were like fawning and they were keeping their distance. But especially like the workers, they were like, oh, you know, cute kids and hi. And they were, 6 feet away from us and everything. But it was almost like a relief to them that they were seeing some normalcy in the world. Normalcy, whatever. You know what I mean?
Normalcy.
I was thinking of that that movie, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, With you don't know what I'm talking about. They do the transfer thing and they zap, become everything. People know what I'm talking about. But yeah, they wanted to see that. They wanted to see kids. They wanted to see couples. They wanted to see happy people. And it's not just the workers. It's everyone. People are out there now and they're being so like standoffish and don't get near me and don't touch me and just saying hello to someone or how are you doing? It's nice to see you. Have a good day. just makes all the difference in the world.
Not even that. So I forgot about this until just now talking about my having to venture out. But I've had to go out a few different times because, like everybody else in the world, things come up that you need. We have young kids. Our kids have bad allergies. I've had to go to get medicine. I've had to go to get snacks, foods that they eat, and things, all different things. So I went to this one grocery store. This trip to the grocery store was purely for me because I'm a snacker and I like very specific, very certain types of snacks. And this specific chip only was at this store.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it looking at her, but she will demolish a bag of chips.
Yeah,
just destroy it.
So I had to go to this specific store. I don't usually shop there. So I don't know if people normally act this way at this store or if it's because of what's going on. So I told him about this. But I went to the store and everything was fine. This was way earlier last week before anybody started wearing, flipping out. And even today, I'll get into that. Walmart had changed their rules too, or their policies. But anyway, I go. So the cashiers at this grocery store have, and I think that at most places now they have it, the big plastic, it looks like a bulletproof glass surrounding them to keep you separated while you're ringing out, right? So the woman or the man in front of me is checking out at this grocery store. And the cashier, she's not wearing gloves or a mask because I'm sorry, but unless you're sanitizing or changing your gloves after everything you touch, the gloves are pointless, number one. And that's from a nurse, that multiple nurses that I know who have said this. So it's not just me saying it, it's what they say.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, common sense, just because you have something on your hands, if you're doing this, all the things that are on those gloves are still getting transferred.
Why do you think the doctors walk into the room like this?
Yeah.
They can't touch anything. Once you touch anything, you got cross-contamination.
And the masks are really only for if you're sick to keep you from spreading it. So if you're not sick and you wear a mask out, I think it's the hospital type of mask, not the cloth one, then you're not protecting yourself from getting anything. You're just protecting anyone else from getting what you have. But if you're not the one that's sick, that's not going to help you. It's a waste of a mask anyway.
Well, considering we're not sick, I'd rather those nasty people outside be wearing masks.
At this point, I'm just over all of it. But anyway, so this lady that's ringing us out, she's not wearing gloves, she's not wearing a mask. And I didn't see it, but I'm assuming it happened because the people's reaction was it had to have happened. Apparently, she did one of these to get the bag. You know how the cashier or the bagger people,
see people do that.
They'll lick their finger to get to separate the plastic for the plastic bags, and I guess she did that. And the guy in front of me literally was like, he grabs the bag because she licks it, she puts the stuff in, and then she puts the bag up for him to take. And he literally throws the bag back, and he's like, "I'm not taking that. Sanitize it. You just licked your finger, and now you want me to take that? Are you kidding me?" And I'm sitting there like, dude, are you really?
See, really? God was protecting him by making me wait in the car.
No, you didn't even go with me that day.
By making me not be there.
Even more so, yeah. Because I was just like, dude, really? And the woman was like, dude, I'm not sick. He's like, that's not the point. She's like, if I was sick, I'd be at home. That doesn't matter. Are you kidding? That's disgusting. And I'm just kind of standing there like, okay, this is ridiculous. Like if you're this worried, and if you're watching this and this is how you would treat someone out in public who even, let's say they lick their finger to open the bag because that's what they are used to doing on a normal basis and nobody has ever batted an eye at it before, then don't go out in public. If you are that concerned that her licking her finger and touching a plastic bag at the very tippy top corner of it is going to get you sick, then for your sanity, stay the hell home. That's your problem.
Imagine
not hers.
hypochondriac. Maybe he's a hypochondriac, and with
That's
everything
fine.
going on,
but what
it's
about
just driving
her?
him nuts.
But my thing was, she was nothing but nice. She's at work, exposing herself to more people than he is by going through her line. And he literally spoke to her like she was a dog. Like, how dare you servant of mine, lick my bag, take it back, old peasant. It was so degrading. The way he spoke to her. So many
people treat people who work in the service industry like
yeah, but they're doing it even more now. So the woman behind me, she's going, oh my gosh, it doesn't matter if you're not. She's going right along with the man, agreeing with him. So when I'm ringing out, I'm just kind of trying to be nice to the woman, but she's very upset. The register chick is mad. She's like, I wish they just closed the grocery stores so we could be home too because, this is ridiculous. I'm getting yelled at for doing my job and I'm at more of a risk than he is and blah, 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 blah. And the woman behind me just keeps looking at me. And I'm just kind of smiling and trying to like let the woman know that I'm not offended by her doing her job and that I'm grateful for her doing her job so that I'm able to come and get what I need or what I want. And the one behind me is just shaking her head and just... So we finish. The lady goes to hand me my receipt, and we accidentally do one of these numbers because I grabbed the receipt and my fingers brush hers.
Seductively rubbing her hands.
So when that happens, I go, I am so sorry I just touched the tip of your finger. Like, please don't have a panic attack because we literally just did like that. Like, I'm so sorry. And she looked up at me like she was like, thought I was being serious. And then I smiled, and then she realized that I was making fun of all the idiots. And about that time, another person walked up and asked to be sprayed down with the chemical sanitizer. Literally was like, where's your manager? By the way, while I'm waiting for your manager, spray me down.
Look, that's guys, when you just like spray them right in the face.
Right in their mouth. Like, open up.
Pull out some mace.
This is my whole thing on it. And then I'll be done because I could go on and 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 on about it. First of all, don't be rude and don't be judgy to people. I've seen so many nurses and doctors go on Facebook and post about how they're, like I said, I wish I could be stuck at home and not on the front lines and blah, blah, blah. And like I said, that's when I was making the comparison about you don't hear military people say that, and they're way more on the front lines than they are. It's besides the point. I'm trying not to get too much of really our opinion, because we both think the same thing about this whole situation into it.
I don't have an opinion. My opinion is whatever her opinion is. Otherwise, she beats me severely.
Anyways, this is my point. Judging each other, saying that somebody has it worse than somebody else has it is pointless. It's stupid, and nothing is going to come from that, right?
Well, I mean, it's bad for everybody right now. Everyone's going through hardships. I'm sure there are some companies that are profiting because of the circumstances. But a lot of people are hurting right now, whether or not they are at work and potentially exposed, or whether or not they can't work and their family's suffering because of it.
That's the thing.
I mean, nobody is exactly excelling right now. So we need to be compassionate. We need to love each other and try to help each other as much as possible.
That's what someone pointed out. This friend of mine was making a post about how she's so mad that people are leaving their house. And then if she sees one more person leave the house, she's going to go off on them and she's going to blast them all over the internet because she's sick of going to work because those people aren't staying home. And this is going to continue because those people aren't staying home. My philosophy is we are in America, okay? He fought and almost died so that we could live in a country where, guess what? We're adults and we can make our own choices. Am I choosing to keep my kids home and not take them out to the store and not take them to the playgrounds? Yeah. Why? Because it's just not worth the risk. Do I think there's a risk? Not really. For being honest, I don't. But it's just better that way, right? But there are people who cannot pay bills. There are people who live paycheck to paycheck in their normal, regular, everyday life. And now they're not getting a paycheck. So how do they feed their families? How do they pay their bills? And yeah, utility companies can say, we're going to be lenient and not shut anybody off. But as soon as this is over, they're going to expect all of that to be paid back.
Yeah. Oh, and the ones that get me are the ones who are not paying their rent, for example. Like if we were...
Like by choice. Yeah. Like I just don't want to pay it.
If we were renting a home still, we would continue to pay our rent. I mean, obviously we wouldn't if we didn't have it. I'm not talking about those, but I was reading stories online, news articles and stuff like that were talking about these people who were still getting their income, like their job was still paying them, or they were considered an essential worker and were still working their job, who just up and decided not to pay their rent. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? All you were doing is hurting your landlord, because most landlords aren't companies. They're people who have one or two properties. And they still have to pay their bills too. They still have to pay the mortgage. And even if you don't pay it now, it's not like it goes away. You still owe it later, even if you do some type of like payment plan or something like that. But let's say you just don't pay it even though you can. And like I said, I'm not talking about those who legitimately can't. I get right now that there are those people. But for the ones that can and just aren't, those people are just... giving themselves a potential eviction later on. It's going to obviously it's not going to happen now. The eviction courts are shut down and everything. But you're hurting others. You could cost someone else their home. You could cause the property that you're in to become foreclosed later on.
It's not even just that.
You're hurting people. If you can do it, you should do it. That's why we've been trying to buy locally where we can. Yeah,
when we've eaten out a couple of times, because we are trying to save money. Obviously, we've had to buy a few more things than we normally would because we've been planning to be at home. But the couple of times we've eaten out, we've gone to local restaurants instead of chains. Our kids love McDonald's, but we went to McDonald's once. But we've tried to get from local restaurants because those places that's their livelihood. And I'm sorry, but when you have people who cannot pay their bills, so it's great of the utility companies and whoever to not be shutting people's services off. In fact, what was it? I saw something about I know that a lot of new movies are now being streamed on things.
Yeah, I got the new Vin Diesel one, The Bloodshot.
Yeah, we got.
I like that movie, by the way.
What is that movie? Good movie. Onward, the new Disney movie, and then Trolls is coming out on the 10th. We will be getting that because my kids love Trolls. So there are some cool things that have come from this. But back to the bill thing, it just makes me sad for the people who do live paycheck to paycheck, and even if they aren't going to be shut off during this time. When this time is up, they're going to owe that money. And their paychecks aren't going to be any bigger. Their paychecks aren't going to reflect the time that they weren't getting paid. This is doing nothing but hurting so many people. And from what we've seen, as far as even, I'm going to even say this part and then we'll end it. Right. We live in the neighborhood with several people who work in a hospital, in an ER, okay? The other day, one of them was not called into work. Literally, we said, when's the next time you work? And she said, oh, I was supposed to go in at 3, but they told me not to. They're too slow. There's not enough patients for me to come in. So I told them to call me at 7 if they need me or whenever they need me. So I might go in later, might not, but I don't need to go in now because there's not enough patients. Keep in mind, this ER that she works at is already, we went to it for my gallbladder. It's already very small.
Nice hospital, too.
It's very nice. It's just an ER. They don't have operating or anything. It's just an ER, but it's very small. 1 to 2 nurses tops, and she's the only nurse that works her shift. So that means her not going in left 1 nurse for their entire ER in the middle of a pandemic. And my best friend said to her, well, that's great. That should be good news. That means that it's slowing down. It's not as bad as they said it is. And she said, no. That just means that it's coming. The worst is yet to come. We know it's coming. We're just waiting for it. And I just kind of was like,
I just don't see that either.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. First of all, as many people as we know, I've seen very, very few people, I'm not saying that they haven't, but very few people have said they know someone that's gotten it. And if it was spreading as quickly and as wide, and if there's as many people in North Carolina that have it as they say there is, we would know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody that has it.
The thing is, it just seems like the cure right now is worse than the disease because very few people that we know, and this is obviously just from what we can see.
And this is our opinion. We're not the
see on the news. But we see very few people affected with the illness, but we see so many affected by the lack of work or lack of being able to go out or not being able to pay their bills. And it's like, we're hurting so many people right now. I mean, there's got to be a better way that doesn't take and crush the economy and crush so many people's jobs. I mean, it's going to take decades. People don't get that. It's going to take decades. This isn't going to be a couple months down the road and everything's recovered. Sure, things might be back to a more normal routine.
But businesses it's not going to be and things normal. Like that are going to take a while to recoup these losses.
Businesses are going to be closed.
This is the thing, too. I feel like the people that are being hurt by the cure, by this mandatory quarantine, which, by the way, I think is ridiculous. I saw someone on the Today Show saying that we should be made, that this government, which everyone hates anyway because he didn't act fast enough. When he did act, it was bad, but now it's not enough. It's so stupid. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying.
The Today Show?
Oh, yeah, that she was saying she wished that they would, make things more clear and say you cannot leave your house, you cannot go to church, you cannot go to parks, you cannot do. And I'm like, you're asking them to tell you, we are adults, we're Americans, we can make these choices for ourselves, and this is hurting more people than are at risk from this virus in the first place. And I
see what they're saying though, because there are dumb people. There are dumb people. I mean, what about that woman? You guys look it up if you haven't seen the article. The broad that got arrested and charged with these terroristic threats and stuff like that because she went to a grocery store and went to the produce department and started coughing over everything and coughing everywhere that she could, claiming that she had the disease. And she even coughed at the cops that came for her. She ended up getting arrested. And I don't remember if she tested positive. I want to say she didn't. But the grocery store itself lost $35,000 worth of merchandise because they had to throw it all out. And it's like, we are in a pandemic and this dumb broad destroys that much in grocery. That is horrible. So I get that there's stupid people out there who don't do the smart thing.
And there are people, like I even said in the beginning, when they canceled like the ACC tournament and when they canceled like
my X-Wing tournament,
his tournament, X-Wing tournament, and all these like the baseball and hockey and all these seasons have been suspended and canceled and the schools have been shut down. Like I initially understood the big giant like ACC tournament level of events being closed down. In our church, we go to a very large church that's like hundreds and hundreds of people. We understood that because all it takes is one person to come in that building who's sick, and we see it every Sunday at church. Every Sunday we go to church, our kids come home with a runny nose because some parent brings their kid in when they're sick.
Yeah.
So yes, it happens.
I hate those parents. If you're one of those parents and you take your kids to church,
anywhere,
sick,
church, school, daycare, anywhere,
you're
when
part
they're
of
sick,
the problem.
Exactly.
You should go stick your head in a blender.
But the point is, yes, do viruses spread? Do people get sick? Yes. But this specific thing, I don't think the people who are even at risk, which they say are elderly and people who are immunocompromised, but those people would be in danger of getting the flu or getting anything else. So I feel like this has been hyped up so much, and it scared so many people into thinking that people were just dropping like flies across the country, across the world, that now we're in this situation where people are literally fighting in stores. We know friends that were stealing items from carts because there was nothing left. Like it's gotten to the point of literal like insanity. Yeah. And we just want this to end. I hope and pray that Trump's plan to have things back to, I don't know if it's changed now, but last I heard, his plan was to have everything back and open by April 12th, right after the Easter holiday. I don't see any reason why that shouldn't be good enough. And I can't tell you
don't think they want
how many
to go
times we see people on Facebook that are flipping out about people that are still trying to get out and do things. You can't tell us in America that we're not allowed to leave our property.
Yeah, martial law hasn't been declared.
Yeah, by the way, if you're in a state that's had a stay-at-home order, it is not an order. It is a suggestion. It is a light suggestion at best. They're not going to arrest you.
No, there have been people that have arrested, though. They arrested that one pastor down in Florida.
Legally speaking, you should not be able to be arrested. And that's the thing.
Like, okay, how are you arresting a pastor for holding church services because he believed, and regardless whether or not you agree with the man, you're free to disagree with him or the people that congregate his church. That's fine.
Yeah, I would personally go to church in this.
Well, I mean, and that's your freedom
of choice. Exactly, but I wouldn't deny someone else's choice.
He wanted his church to be open for people who felt that they needed the spiritual guidance. Great. More power to him. He was willing to risk himself to be there for others. That's great. He was arrested for it, but then the same prison system was talking about, I think, releasing 100 and some odd, almost 200
to make room for the pastor, like, lawbreakers.
To get rid of the overcrowding in the jails, to reduce the chance of people coming in contact with each other and potentially passing on the virus. And it's like, you are arresting a pastor and you're letting criminals go. Are you serious? Do you not see that this is kind of backwards? What the hell are you thinking?
It's not kind of backwards. It is in direct violation of that man's constitutional rights and the separation of church and state. You don't get to tell anybody how they run their religious, gatherings. And that woman on the Today Show even said, there are some states that gave an exemption, I think it was Florida, to religious gatherings. That is so absurd. That is ridiculous. Why can't they just make it a blanket thing across the country and order everyone to stay at home?
Because the Constitution doesn't go away.
Because I don't want to be told. And I don't want to be told that either.
That's the thing, though, is our rights need to be there, especially when things are bad.
Yes.
Not just when things are good. Because if they're not there when things are bad, then it's a moot point for them to be there when things are good. You need them to be upheld when times are at their worst.
Yeah, right? I feel like he educates me a lot on this stuff because I've never been super into that stuff. But with all this going on and with us not having anybody else to socialize with. I've been open to those conversations more. But
I just don't get what are they charging with people? What are they charging these people with? Because it is not a crime to hold a church service or to go walk in a park or to gather. It is not a crime. And they haven't declared martial law. So there is no law against the actions that they're taking. They're
just using the situation and people's fear and people's worry and panic as a chance to take advantage of that. Like my friend, even we have a group message that like our neighborhood is in, and someone commented that they got a dirty look from a fellow neighbor because their girls were outside playing. Their little girls were outside playing. And I said, well, that doesn't make sense because our stay-at-home order specifically encourages you to get outside and go for walks and go to parks, get exercise, stay safe, distance from people, but to get outside. So why would someone give you a dirty look if your daughters were outside? There's nothing wrong with that. And one of our friends was like, no, technically they don't want you to leave your property. And then my other friend was like, well, when did they say that? When did that change? Like, am I going to be breaking the law if I go outside to take my garbage out? And this is one of my closest friends. And I had to explain to her, no. You are not breaking the law by taking your garbage out. You're not breaking the law by walking your kids, by going to the park, by going to the store. You're not breaking any laws. It is not an order. This is not...
You mean walking with your kids, not walking
with your kids.
You sound like they were dogs.
On leashes. But anyway, it's just gotten to the point where, and we see it firsthand with someone who works in the medical field, that they've got this kind of... They're jaded, and I get it. But they come across very belittling and very much like, I know everything about it and you know nothing. So I say that it's really horrible and it's only going to get worse. So that's what it's going to be. But you can go on YouTube and clearly see things that prove that's not the case.
I'm all about praying that it gets better, that people stay safe and sane, and that things improve, and that we just pull out of this very, very soon.
And we
can't keep going down this path.
We try to see the positive side of things. Like we've tried to...
The amount of babies that are going to be born in 9 months?
Yeah, there's probably going to be one coming from us in 9 months.
Yeah, they're going to call it, what is it, the C
baby
boom?
Yeah, the C boom. There's going to be a surge in babies and a surge in divorces, and it will happen. Like, everyone's been saying it and laughing about it, but the truth of it is, it's going to happen, because you got to think about people who are used to spending an hour, 2 hours with their spouse in the evening and then the weekends, and now they're around them 24/7. So I feel for you guys, because we've been doing that since 2012. So we're good. We're pros at this.
Yeah, it's been about 8 years we've been with each other.
We actually prefer
24/7.
it. When he goes to his X-Wing night and is gone for 2 hours, I literally pace and wait for the time for me to leave to go get him. And same when I go to a girls' night, he's literally like, when are you coming home? And it's not because we can't handle the kids or anything without the other one.
It's a little codependency.
We've gotten a little bit attached. But anyways.
No, it's the best feeling in the world, though, when you come back into your home after you've been gone for a little bit and your kids come running to the door and they're, Daddy, and they throw their arms, we missed you.
Except for when they come out of the room and go, Mommy.
No, shut up.
Daddy acted out of anger.
Don't. You can't talk about that. You'll make me sound bad.
Funny.
I'll just tell you, if you have young kids, they will
rat you out in a heartbeat. Like he just disciplined Bradley a little, abruptly earlier, and then he's like, "I'm sorry, buddy. I was just a little angry. I reacted out of anger. It's fine. Just next time, let's talk about it." And Bradley comes running out, "Daddy reacted out of anger." And I'm like, "Wait, what?"
First thing
like the first words out of his mouth. Anyways, we rambled long enough. This is just crazy times.
Of course, we talked a lot about what's going on just because that's what's on everyone's minds now. But we're planning on doing a couple more of these where we just sit and chat, just so we've got something to chat about, and just so you guys have something to listen to. So if there's other topics you want to hear us talk about, feel free to put them down below. We're gonna try to address the haunting that we used to live through.
Yeah,
we talked about that previously.
Haunting on Waite Road.
God. If you guys don't believe in ghosts, you would if you live there.
But it's still fun. We still like talking about it. And we thought about talking about our UFO experience at the beach.
Well, that's not really a whole show. It was just we saw a UFO.
No, but it could be a paranormal episode where we just talk about our haunted house and
the paranormal experiences. Yeah, because I had the little haunting stuff that happened at my grandparents' house. What, the hand? No, it was not like that. It was like this.
Oh, sorry.
It was like the cobra claw.
Okay, if you ever want to get Gimpy, like if you go to the WBC and you want to play a prank on him, just walk up behind him and do this. He'll scream and run like a baby because that's what he saw.
I'll tell you what. Don't walk up behind Gimpy.
No, don't.
Don't do that. Some people have learned the hard way. You don't come up behind me.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think we're gonna go because contrary to what people think, I don't just sit around and eat bonbons all day. I actually have kids that keep me very busy, and I like to use this time to just sit and chill and relax. And we're not making a baby today, no. But thanks for asking.
Good work on number 4?
We're good.
I'm good working on number 4.
I know you're always good on that. All right, guys. So comment if you have any topics you want us to talk about, any ideas for future videos, or any games that you'd like to see us play. Make sure you're checking out the.
I guarantee you, there's going to be comments on this video.
Make sure you comment or go to
killing thousands.
Make sure you go to Gimpys Gal's Facebook. Because I did say that now that we're kind of stuck here for God knows how long, that we might pop on there and do some live gameplays or some painting things or just things to get stuff up to entertain you and to entertain us, because we're all going a little stir crazy. So we hope you enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I guess.
Oh my God! And speaking of which, you can tell if you let your little kid watch too much YouTube. If he says crap like that to you, like, hey, buddy, I told him one day, I was like, hey, buddy, I'm proud of you. Good job. And he's like, really? So you're going to subscribe and smash that like button?
He'll do this. He'll go, thumbs up. And then you have to hit his thumb. And then he'll go, subscribe. And then you have to hit the subscribe. And then he'll go, comments down below. Yeah. And then you have to do it. And then one time he said, comments down below. And then the giveaways. We were like, oh, too much YouTube. But
no, and it was bad during, I remember it was election season. He started repeating ads to us. I can't remember.
Linda Coleman.
Linda Coleman is shady.
Yeah. It was some political commercial that was talking about so-and-so is shady, so-and-so is a liar, whatever it was. And he would come up to us and be like, Linda Coleman is shady. This was like when he was
2.5, 3 years old.
It was so funny.
Because we put on those little funny little song, Baby Shark and all that crap for him.
And that would have political ads in it because it's during election.
Who the hell puts a political ad on Baby Shark? But evidently it was catchy because he would do Baby Shark and Linda Coleman is shady. Just bounces right to that shit.
Oh, it was funny. All right, guys, we're gonna go, but I hope you guys liked it. Like I said, comment if you have any suggestions for future topics or games you want to see us play. We are going to try to get Pandemic on the table and hopefully get this out of our country so we can
and it's Pandemic Legacy.
Sorry. Yes.
So it's going to change. It's got all the pretty stickers in it.
Cool.
All right. That's going to be it. You guys take care.
Bye. It's actually really good, but I don't want to show it on camera because it looks like I'm eating poop.
It's just jerky.